that the Democrats have been ousted from power and are hovering at an all-time low of a whopping 22% approval rating, what is a back-to-basic issue that they're rallying around to endear themselves back into the good graces of the American public? Improving a struggling economy? Preventing a war with Iran? How about fighting for single-payer healthcare? That'd be nice.
If Jesus were alive today and in the United States, this administration would have already taken him and removed him from this country without due process, claimed he was a member of the MS-13 gang.
Ooh, so he was just a regular old hardworking American with no gang-related tattoos? That's awful. Is there like a GoFundMe I can donate to bring this poor, innocent man back to his woman here in the United States? Kilmar, come back to us!
Si me caigo, me levantas tú. Si te sientes triste, yo te doy aliento. Yeah.
Now wait just an El Salvadorian minute here. You mean to tell me that this man is not only not a citizen of the United States, but has an extensive criminal record as well? Well, I mean, how bad could his record really be? I mean, what, did he get busted for having a little wacky tobacco?
Listen up. Kilmar Abrego Garcia was stopped in Tennessee driving with an expired driver's license and also was the subject of a domestic abuse protective order requested by his wife. Let me just tell you, this man at the center of an intense court battle was flagged in 2022 by the Biden-Harris administration as a suspect alien who was possibly involved in human smuggling trafficking after a traffic stop of hundreds of miles from his Maryland home.
What the? Well, how have the congressional Democrats reacted to all of this information?
We just had a meeting earlier today with the embassy. We left that meeting with absolutely zero indication that this administration has is going to facilitate or wants to facilitate the return of Abrego Garcia back to the United States so he can go through due process.
Congresswoman Maxine Dexter here, coming to you from El Salvador.
Hey everyone, this is Congresswoman Yasamin Ansari. We have had a very long, productive day here in El Salvador.
I also told his wife and family that I would try to meet with Mr. Abrego Garcia while I was here.
We have met now with the U.S. Embassy here, the ambassador. We're meeting with advocates on the ground who are organizing here in El Salvador.
El Salvador, El Salvador. Everybody's flying to El Salvador. It's taxpayer funded in the land of volcanoes. A great place to cook your career and potatoes. Hey, cut me some slack. Not many things rhyme with volcanoes. I mean, more Democrats have gone to El Salvador in the last week than have gone to the southern border in the last 5 years. I mean, considering that they presided over the worst migrant crisis in American history, the hubris is off the charts here. Now, defenders are saying that Kilmar. Now wait, before I go on. A man with an alleged history of domestic abuse, human trafficking, and potentially unaliving Americans, well, to have a name like Kilmar is quite remarkable. Allow me. M for Mary Jane, S for smiley face, the cross is 1, and a skull shaped like a 3. Now, this is a very common coded combo in the gang world. Furthermore, you don't get an MS-13 tattoo unless you've already unalived somebody. In a recent CBS interview, Garcia's wife was asked about the order of protection she took out against her own husband. Surely, there's a reasonable explanation.
I have to ask it. You did take out a temporary order of protection against your husband in 2021. Were you in fear of your husband?
My husband is alive. That's all I can say.
Okay, and I'm not going to push on that, apparently.
Well, that didn't sound too reassuring. Well, why don't we see what an actual Maryland sheriff who's seen all the police reports and evidence has to say?
So you said here in a recent headline that this individual is 1,000% an MS-13 gang member, followed up by President Trump that afternoon holding up this image of Kilmar, his fist with the MS-13 tattoos. Does this vibe with you? Have you seen,
absolutely.
have you seen these tattoos, Sheriff?
I've seen the tattoos, I've seen the pictures, I've seen the clothing, I've seen the reports of law enforcement and confidential informants stepping forward and confirming his not only his place within the gang, but what some of the things that he is accused of doing in order to have the name that he had. I don't have those reports directly in front of me, but I've reviewed those reports as we've dug deeper into this issue and the visit to El Salvador.
Well, it seems like the only real error here was that Kilmar was deported to the wrong country. And I do agree that this is something they need to make right. I tell you what, if I was president, I'd send him on a one-way ticket to Kokomo, because he could get there fast, but then take it slow. That is, of course, before sacrificing him to a fiery volcano. Calm down, I kid. Once again, this has been Mr. Steven Steele reporting for the Steele News Network.